Hey, hello and welcome to this July 16-17 SkyTour LiveStream. We're coming to you from the northwestern hills of Connecticut, and tonight we're going to do a really cool exploration of the beauty of the wonders of the universe. And we're going to go from galaxy clusters and nebulae to double stars, planetary nebulae, and globular clusters. We'll see it all. As usual, if you see anything you want to look, if you have any ideas rather that you want to see, tell our mod or put it in the chat and we'll pick it up and see if we can find it. There's no moon till later, so we're gonna have a great time. So it's all live and it's all uncut, so we'll have fun. Hey guys, welcome. Nice to see you here. I'm just getting everything set up. You may wonder, you see a view on the screen and you say, well, you know, everything's ready, right? The telescope's up and running, isn't it? Well, yeah, the telescope's up and running, but how come I'm not just jumping in to start showing you the wonders of the universe? Well, the reason is because in spite of the fact that the telescope's up and running, what's not going on and what's not happening is the telescope is not acclimated. So basically I have to leave the dome open as I have, and I let the telescope sit for a while, and I'm studying the image of Jupiter on the screen, which is magnified, and I'm waiting to see what the quality is. And once the quality reaches a point where it's settled down, like it's almost now it is. So once I see that, I think that we're going to be in a position to actually to start pretty soon. Looking forward to it. And tonight is going to be what I call anyway, a potluck of astronomy. We're going to actually go through and look at different aspects of the night sky, and we're going to do it just for fun. We're not going to try and teach you anything. I might throw facts or something at you because I have to. You know how I am. But that said, I'm not going to make it one of these things where we're going to go through, say, the stellar revolution, the lives of stars. Not tonight. Tonight we're just going to find some objects, check them out, look at them, and just explore and enjoy the wonder of these objects. So hopefully that'll sound good to you. And I'll take my first Snapple break right now. One of the things that I think some of you know, many of you know, hopefully not all of you, because if all of you, it means I say it too much. But I have a paralyzed vocal cord, so you may not realize, but a couple years ago I had to have surgery that corrected an infection in my heart valves. And when I woke up, I was a quadriplegic and I was blind because I had had 6 strokes because a clot got away from the surgeons and bam, it just knocked my entire body right out of commission. So I was totally not ambulatory, couldn't move at all, and I was quite blind. So my first thought was, I'll never be able to look through my telescope again. And so I embarked on a mission to make sure that not only I could do that, I wanted to do that, but I was going to make sure that my body got back to as close to 100% as possible. And I'm at around 96% from 2.5 years ago. So little tiny visual issue, left foot's a little numb, and the vocal cord's paralyzed here. You know what? I can live with that. Believe me, I can live with that. And I'm using a new wireless mic, which some of you probably already know because I've talked to you about it before. I mentioned it. So you might find a little buzzing here and there. So you might hear like something like well, I'm trying to make like right there. Okay, that buzzing you may have heard, that's actually related to the steel pier for the telescope, which is 150 pounds of solid steel. Not solid, hollow steel, but big, thick steel, is actually in the way of the signal going to the base unit, which is over by the mixing board here in the observatory. So, I think we should get started here in John Zach Memorial Observatory, and we should start looking around. Now, I got to tell you, I'm looking out here right now, and I do see that we have some clouds. I'm hoping that these clouds are going to be clouds that I can avoid, as I say. You know, I see where the clouds are coming from. There's nothing beyond them, so that's good news. And then we're going to use that to go forward. Now, I don't know how many of you were on the or watched or listened to the Commander Cobra show on KGRA just earlier, but from 7 to 9, I was on the Commander Cobra show, and we were talking about all manner of things, and I mentioned SkyTour LiveStream. So hopefully some people heard it, and some people are here for that. I believe that Amanda is with us, and she is going to be here to help moderate and take questions and help me figure out what people are asking in the chat room. Are you here, Amanda?
I am here.
Ba-boom, she's here. Now, make sure you tell Amanda if you can hear her. Amanda, talk at a normal volume. Say hello, everybody, or whatever. Just
hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Nice. That's pretty good. And if they think that's too low, they'll tell you, and you can increase your volume a little bit.
They'll probably be very happy. I always drown everyone out, but I think I finally figured it out. So
that's all right. That's okay. I will say this. You know, you ask questions, Amanda, that sometimes you think are probably stupid and unintelligent questions.
Basic.
But don't forget this. If you're asking the question, someone else is thinking of asking that question. Don't forget that. And that's something that's really important. I learned that early on in astronomy. Actually, Jupiter looks pretty nice here, doesn't it? And this is kind of Jovian music, too. It's like a music for Jupiter. So don't feel like you're alone in this, okay? I have a hairdryer here in the observatory that you probably saw yesterday, because I used it. As we move along, sometimes the dew will get on the corrector plate on the end of the telescope, which is a glass plate that holds a secondary mirror in place, and that dew can be taken away with a hairdryer, and that's sort of a temporary measure, and it's something that is a good idea to have on hand in any observatory. So I'm just looking outside. I'm letting the telescope acclimate. And you know what we're going to do? I think as it gets a little darker, we're going to start off tonight by going to a couple of galaxies that are going to be fun. Now, you're looking at Jupiter disappearing into one singular tiny little cloud, which is a long, spindly little cloud. But the rest of the sky is predominantly clear, and so it won't be like this for very long, I promise. But I got to be careful not to make promises I can't keep. You know, I'm not in charge of nature. I'd love to be, but man, that would be a real heady responsibility, you know. Hey, you're supposed to have a hurricane over here in Barbados. What's going on? I know, I'm late with a hurricane. I could see myself getting off schedule very easily as like the weather person, the weather maker for the Earth. You know, I'm remembering like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and some of the. There was actually a really funny tape done by a guy who's a well-known actor. I can't remember his name, but he said he was the janitor of God, and as a janitor he had to clean up the messes, and he just was a very down-to-earth kind of guy. He says, "Hello, yeah, I'm the janitor, you know, here up in, well, you know where, and I kind of clean up the messes that he makes, you know, and you know, hey, he's got a bad temper, so we kind of stay on his good side." And, you know, it's a really funny little satire that he does. It's really funny. Anyway, start listing in the chat objects that you might like to see, because I will take requests tonight. Tonight is one of the few nights when we're going to take as many requests as we can, because I really want to show you some of these cool things that are up there, and I'll start us off with one just because I want to, and we'll have fun with it. And I think that, like I said, Amanda will watch the chat, I think, and tell you, or tell me what you want to see. And then if it's up, I will go there. So
Ian wanted to know if the hairdryer worked.
The hairdryer finally did work, because what's wrong with it is, I don't know what it is. I put it out here, and then when I plug it in and go to run it, all that happens is the filaments heat up, and the fan motor doesn't go on. So I'm like, oh wait, that can't be good. And it just started heating up and getting too hot to the touch. I'm thinking, okay, this is a big problem. So I'd be banging it and slamming it, and finally it worked. And I said, okay, it worked, you know. So it did finally work, yes. All right, I'm heading to my first object that I want to see, and let's see if we can see it yet. It's still a little light out. So here we go.
And just so you know,
Yep.
Arnie, who was over in KGRA chat earlier,
Awesome.
really enjoyed the show you did.
Oh, fantastic.
As did I.
Thank you, Arnie. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. Arnie, are you a first-time visitor to our live stream?
Oh, he's our Australian buddy, Arnie.
Oh, Arnie? I thought you said Arnie.
Arnie.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I met Arnie. I'm sorry, Arnie. I don't know that I met you.
Yeah, he comes to P&K Space Imaging, and he goes to Bill NY Skywatcher.
All right.
And
Awesome.
he played, was it Family Feud or Match Game? I think it was Family Feud. He played one night on Bill's channel.
Yeah, see, I didn't play that. You know, I kind of missed out. You know,
I heard. You gotta get in on that. But go to Astro Imaging LiveStream.com.
Astro Imaging
and
Live.
you can see
Astro
all
Imaging.
three of
Astro
those
Imaging
channels.
Live. It's astroimaginglive.com.
Astro Imaging Live.
Yeah, astroimaginglive.com. Yep.
Oh.
No, that's
yeah,
okay. That's
go
okay.
there, it has the stream.
I'm glad that you're.
Three.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're trying to.
I'm trying.
You're trying to come up with the, the data for the people. I think that's great. Thank you so much.
The link is in chat.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do a, let's see, 5-second 6400 ISO photo of the object that I think I'm pointing at. Now it's still a little bit light out. Okay, it's there. And you saw it briefly. And okay, you'll notice that the sky has a little strange color to it, and that strange color is due to it's due to the sky having some brightness to it right now. There's a little bit of brightness to the sky, and we're getting a little bit of the blue purple sunset kind of view. Okay, what we're looking at here is a really cool object. It's called the spindle galaxy, and the spindle is really it's called that for, well, obvious reasons. If you look really close, you can see that the spindle actually has a central dark lane running right through it. You see that? It looks like a little tiny line. Now that's not a dark satellite that made a trace through there. That's actually a dark lane of dust in the galaxy that's actually blocking the rest of the view of the galaxy for us. Now, it's a fairly bright galaxy, and it's has a magnitude of what we call it a magnitude of 9.9. So, overall, that makes it not as bright as some of the brighter galaxies like the M81 and M82, but it's compact. So the brightness in a factor is increased in the apparent brightness. So it does kind of look brighter, even though it's not. This galaxy is 47 million light years away, and that's a huge distance. And at that distance, every one of those cloudy things you see in there, the clouds above and below the dark central lane, those are all massive millions and millions and billions, truly billions of stars that are each the size, of the ones you see here in the field. These are all foreground stars. The ones that you see in here are foreground stars, the round objects, the bright objects. But that galaxy, the spindle, is actually basically an island universe of stars all its own. And I think it's just the coolest thing. It's also known as NGC, that stands for New General Catalog, NGC 5866. All right, so, what's that?
Daryl had 4565.
Oh, it's 5866, Daryl. Yep, 5866. I mean, there are multiple designations for. Okay, this galaxy is also known as NGC 97 or UGC 9723, which is another catalog, and then PGC. Huh?
I just lost your audio.
You did?
Yeah, you're back now. So.
How'd you lose my audio?
It just went dead air for, I don't know, 3 seconds.
Huh. I wonder if that was at your end, because I didn't lose any dead air in my headphones. No matter. If it happens again...
Chat does the thing. I will. I'll let you know.
Okay. So anyway, this object here is, in my location anyway, this is what's called a circumpolar object. It doesn't ever set. It goes around the North Pole because it's kind of up in, Draco, the dragon, which is really neat. So let's take a couple more photos of it to try and get it a little clearer, get a little bit more detail out of it. The sky is getting a little darker, little by little. I just couldn't resist. I had to show you this thing. So now let's go to 10 seconds at 6400. That's double the 5 seconds. So the sky's going to be brighter, probably a little more purple, but because it got darker, there should be a little bit of a balance. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. 10 seconds now. This is twice the time. Let's go see what we got. So we come in, and well, we don't. Now we come in, and we go look at this again. All right. Interesting. We don't see that much difference. So I want difference. So I'm going to take us to 20 seconds, and I'm going to pump the ISO, the sensitivity up to 8,000. 20 seconds at 8,000. See, if you guess what I'm doing, I'm actually trying to get to the point where I can blow out and ruin the exposure. Then I know that I can come back. That's my upper range. So I'm getting the right range for the exposures. That's kind of important to do with these. Let's see what we got now. Ah, look at that. Let's go see. What do we got? Okay, now you can see something in there. Look at that. Interesting, huh? So now we are getting some noise, but we're also seeing the galaxy. And this is something that can be processed, and that's nice because this will give us an ability to actually do some processing on it. I like it. All right, so we'll consider that. We're gonna keep that. That's a keeper.
That's incredible. Yeah.
It's a keeper. We're gonna keep that guy. All right. Now, as I said, we're in Draco, and now we're gonna go right close by to another one. This one's called M101. M101, of course, is a Messier object. And let's go look at this. This is Messier 101 is actually a another galaxy. Sorry about my little buzzing that you hear now and then. And now it's a spiral galaxy. It's in Ursa Major, which is the constellation within which we see the asterism known as the Big Dipper. But it's not a very dim galaxy. It's actually somewhat bright. And then you say, well, wait, I can't see it. And you're right, you can't. But if we take a 20-second photo at 8,000 ISO, I think you will. And it's probably going to be a little bit down near the, it might be down near the bottom on this one. And you might wonder why the telescope can't point to objects and have them show up right in the center of the view. I'd love for them to show up in the center of the view, but there is a problem. We have a mechanical device. Oh no, it's right in the center. We have a mechanical device, and a mechanical device, the telescope, has some lag in its workings, and this lag means that we won't necessarily see won't necessarily see the objects in the right place, because there's just enough lag so that the telescope will, over some distances, it might actually lag behind a bit. The gears don't quite mesh. So over the course of large swaths of the sky, you may not see what you expect to see. But the beauty is, you've noticed that so far, the objects always appear in the view somewhere. And that's all I care about. That's all I care about. So this is M101. It's a spiral galaxy. It's face on to us. So we're looking right down on top of it. Or right up at the bottom of it. We don't really know now, do we? In fact, there's no bottom or top to a spiral galaxy like this. But they are cool, and they are something that will foster an immense number of observations. Now, one thing about these galaxies, you'll notice the galaxy, it's kind of faint, and that's because it's still light out a little bit. But you'll notice the galaxy has a fuzzy nucleus in the center, and then right above it you see a star. Okay, now that star is here in our galaxy, so the difference in distance between those stars is rather immense. Okay, that galaxy is 23 million light years away. Okay, so it's more than 10 times the distance of the Andromeda galaxy, but it's actually at 23 million light years. The star in the foreground is essentially 23 million light years closer. So when we look at that, that sort of sets up the scale, yet they look right on top of each other because we don't have a three-dimensional universe in the telescope to look at. Now, that said, let me do one thing here. I'm going to come back, and I am going to increase to 20,000 ISO, and I'm going to drop down to 15 seconds of this object. Now again, it's still just a little bit dark, a little bit light. We have some issues there, so we have to just wait a little bit longer. But I just want to try and show you some of the intricacy within Messier 101 here. All right, because Messier 101 has some really cool intricacies. Oh, good, we're going to see them. So, check this out. Can you see how the galaxy actually has these knotty complexes of dark lanes in them? You see the nucleus, of course, and then you can actually see the spirally arms coming out. This galaxy has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 spiral arms. And you can actually see that knotty structure in them. And now, I can process them to show you a little better what that looks like at some point, and then get them up to you to show you. But this galaxy has a tremendous number of stars in it, and as such, there's probably civilizations in that galaxy wondering if there's any other civilizations out there, and we are out there looking back at them, and they don't know and we don't know. So that's the big thing about the universe. We don't have the direct contact with other civilizations out there, and it's unfortunate, because it kind of makes us feel alone, doesn't it? But we're not alone. We have the ingenuity of the human race. We have the ingenuity of all the people on this planet that will save the planet and save the race eventually. We'll leave this planet because we have to. As I've talked about before, when the sun finally does die, it's going to become a planetary nebula like the Ring Nebula that we've seen, like the Dumbbell Nebula that we've seen, like the blinking planetary that we saw last night. It's going to become the sun is going to become a non-life fostering star at some point, and we're going to have to get out of here. So, let's see.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask something, and I'm sure the answer is going to be no, but I don't know how to ask it any better, so...
Well, I can just say no right up front if you want. No,
well, I don't know how better to ask it, so you can tell me where I'm going wrong.
While you're asking, I'm going to take a 25-second exposure of this to see if we can get the spiral arms a little better. But go right ahead.
Do all these stars in the spiral actually, orbit the nucleus? Does it actually move like a pinwheel?
As a matter of fact, it does.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, the stars are all in their own individual orbits around the nucleus of the galaxy. Yes. Ours, we've gone around the galaxy 19 and a half times since we were formed. Okay, we're actually relative newcomers to this whole world of circling the galaxy, believe it or not. So, we have a ways to go. So you can see now that this is, it's getting pretty bright, and I could make some accommodations to change that, but check it out. Now we're seeing the core of this galaxy with its spiral arms, and it shows up even better now. I think that's pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty, and because it's so pretty, it's something that it draws me, and I tend to like it. I've cleared off the memory card, by the way. This is a 64 gig memory card. Those of you that were here with me last night, you actually saw that I filled up a 32 gig memory card yesterday with all the video and photos I was taking. So that's how much I've been doing with this SkyTour LiveStream, actually. And I wasn't just doing stuff elsewhere. Those cards are just for this stream. So clearly, we've actually made some progress, haven't we?
That's awesome.
Yep. Now, right nearby this M101 spiral galaxy, and they're called spirals obviously because of the nature of the fact that they have spiral arms. We now have this galaxy that we're going to right now, and you've seen it before, and I will capture it in 4K so you can actually see it come in. I just have to make sure it comes in. Make it come in here. Let's see. Let's bring it up. Bring it up. Yeah, that's right there in the center. Okay, that little fuzzy you see in the center, that's it. Okay, but let's take a photo to prove it. So I kick off the 4K video, stop it, and now we're gonna do at a sensitivity of 12,800 ISO. We're gonna take a 20-second exposure. All right. And here we go. I'm dodging clouds, by the way, already. So I already have clouds, but I'm trying to dodge them. We did this last night as well, and eventually the clouds did leave. So I was pleased.
Now, I remember you referring to something as a smudge before.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's actually called, but is this what we're looking at?
No, but nevertheless, take a look at this. This is called the Whirlpool Galaxy, and you're seeing now what is a 20-second exposure. 20 seconds exposure of something that would take minutes to capture for each individual exposure, and very careful guiding. But because I have a telescope that I set up very carefully, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just trying to say that it took a lot of effort to get what you see on the screen here. Really a lot of effort.
Well, that's what I was saying in chat when you were on the show earlier tonight. I can't believe that I know someone who's taking pictures like this from their front yard or backyard or whatever. Like,
oh yeah,
this seems like kind of like NASA, or like big facility, big, It's unreal. These are stunning, stunning pictures.
Well, it's all in what you're used to. If you see what the Hubble sees of this, you'd say, "Oh wow, this is such a crappy picture compared to Hubble." Okay, and it's all a matter of degree, and I'm okay with that, because the bottom line is that with the tools we have at our disposal, guess what? We can make photos that are just beautiful. Now, understand the process. For the SkyTour LiveStream, we take a quick photo of a galaxy, and here you see it. Boom, looks great. Now, ideally, we want to get the background to be black. Ideally, we want the nucleus of the galaxy and everything to be in their proper colors. All right? And the problem we have is that they're not always going to be that way. So we would have to modify them to be so. And that's the kind of thing that we do. All right? And I'm going to come out of this for a second, because I'm going to just up the sensitivity to 16,000 and do a 25-second photo. Okay, so let's do that and see what we get. And this is going to be a little more brightness in the background of the sky. I'm watching a satellite go over right now, and I don't think it's going to go through our view, but it's really pretty. And
You're not picking up any of the northern lights, eh?
I'm looking because I know that they said that the northern lights could go down as far as Boston, but I'm farther down from Boston. I'm farther south. I did just see a meteor as we were talking just now. That was kind of cool. So we got all kinds of stuff going on in the sky. Wow, now this is, oh man, look at that. This is cool. All right, let me just let me zoom in on this for you so you can see it. Okay. I will make this image available to you as well so you can see it. Is that cool or what? Look at that. That is neat. You can see the dark dust and other material, the other stuff making up the galaxy right there. You can see the vast star clouds, and you can see the knotty structures. Not naughty structures, knotty, K-N-O-T-T-Y. The knotty structures that actually make up the hydrogen 2 areas where stars are being formed. Remember H2, the doubly ionized hydrogen that once it gives off a photon, after it receives this energy, it gives off a photon, and bam, it turns around and gives off this light in the red spectrum. This is pretty. Now, just in case someone's asking, and even if they're not, let's just see what happens when we zoom in even further, just to get in as far as we can go. What do we got? Okay, well now look at that. See, now we can actually see, you know, that that galaxy really clearly, and then we see the companion galaxy, which is that guy at the top there. That's a whole nother galaxy, by the way. Now, it could be that the little galaxy used to be a real full-blown spiral galaxy, and then it passed through the Whirlpool galaxy, M51, Messier 51, there's Whirlpool, and got absorbed by the Whirlpool. We'll never know. We don't really know. There's theories, there's ideas about whether that actually happened or not. And it's possible that's exactly what happened. All right, I'm looking up now at the clouds. Give me a moment here. I'll let you keep looking here at the Whirlpool for a second.
Yeah, we actually had some comments about just what you were saying. Daryl said the one at the top is interacting with the one at the bottom, distorting its spiral arm.
Yeah.
And he said that just as Charles was saying, are these galaxies interacting or just on the same line of sight? So.
Yeah, no, that's very good, and that's exactly true. That's exactly the truth. You know, they are interacting. I'm just watching the clouds here. I'm noticing that. I mean, when the sun was setting, the clouds were coming from the west and going toward the east. Now that the sun is set, they have basically stopped in reverse direction and are heading back toward me. Why is that? I gotta stop opening the dome, because when I open the dome, then Mother Nature has time to say, "Oh, quick, cloud them out, and we're going as fast as we can, Mama." You know, that kind of thing. Let's just hope that's not true, because that would really suck.
Maybe every time you open the window of the dome, the clouds get sucked back your way.
Yeah, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. But that's fine. Okay, let's go here. Let's try looking at this next galaxy. In our, again, this is our actual potluck astronomy tonight. We're gonna check it out and see what we got for galaxies and clusters. And I have to kind of go where the clouds are not. And this might be okay. Let's go here. Let's check this out. So 10 seconds at 16,000. I'm looking for the Black Eye Galaxy.
Just putting to the newcomers, Mark is taking requests if there's anything you want to see and it's not being affected by clouds. Type it in chat. I am keeping an eye on it.
Absolutely.
We have a request for Antares. John would like to see that. It
Awesome.
should be up.
Hell
Can
yeah.
you see it?
Yeah, it's in a cloud right now, but we'll check it out.
Okay, well, maybe the cloud will pass.
Yeah, no, we're not going anywhere.
I'm putting them in Notepad, so I won't forget.
Good for you. Thank you. All right. All right, and there you're right in the center of the view. You'll see now the Black Eye Galaxy, and I think you'll know why it's called the Black Eye when you see it. All right. The Black Eye Galaxy. I tried taking pictures of this thing when I was younger, and of course we didn't have cameras like we have now. And we basically would sit there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, trying to actually get an image of the Black Eye Galaxy. And it would just take so long, and then we would never know if we actually got it until we actually developed film, because we actually took the photos on actual film, believe it or not. But now you see the Black Eye, and the Black Eye is interesting because it actually has this dark sheath around the central nucleus, which is actually only on one side. So it's an oddity. So that means that something happened in that galaxy that caused that sheath to actually be to cause that sheath to actually be there. That dark lane of gas and dust. Could it have been a collision with another galaxy? Maybe. Could it have been that's the way it was born, the way it was developed? Yeah, maybe. But it was more likely, due to the availability of certain materials as the galaxy formed. The dark material maybe went into something else that's shielded from us that we can't see. Or maybe the galaxy is sort of angled, and the rest of the dark goes around through the bright, and we can't see it because it's down below the nucleus and in 3D space farther into the galaxy from us. So, because galaxies have warps in them too, they get warped. And that's kind of what we're seeing in a lot of, in some galaxies, we actually see these warpages that occur. And that warp will warp the disk of the galaxy. Didn't I promise we were not going to do teaching lessons and I was just going to show you cool things?
Oh, don't stop now. I want to know what warps them.
Well, what warps them is interactions with other galaxies. And, sometimes within them, if the galaxies have a certain velocity, then that could warp them too, because they'll be twisting as they're going. Really, really neat stuff. Let me see this guy. This isn't a galaxy, because again, we're doing potluck, remember? So.
Oh, we're getting requests too.
Good. Make sure you note them. I'm going now, moving to an object. Oh yeah, that's going to be in the cloud, along with Antares. Okay. Alright, so this part of the sky is going to have to wait. It's going to have to wait. And by clouds, let me see if I can show you. So right now, for instance, you don't see anything through the telescope. But if I were to increase the sensitivity here, you'll see that it's kind of looking bland. You're looking at clouds. And the overall reddish glow, that's actually sodium vapor lamps that are lighting the clouds up from the ground somewhere out there. And that's part of the light pollution problem. Now, when I move all this to Arizona, my goal is to make sure that I go to a place, and I've seen this before, where the stars are so bright, and what people classically say is the sky looks so low that you can touch it. I mean, yes, but do you know it's really dark? When the clouds look black against the stars, then you know you're in a dark area, right? Now, as you can see the clouds moving across the face of this globular cluster that we're looking at, and now it just went away, but you see how the clouds are moving? We're actually seeing the object peeking through. I'm leaving this on so you can see this.
There we go.
Isn't that cool? So now...
Well, because remember I have the delay, but that's
I know,
cool, it just appears.
Right now we got clouds get us shooting over it, and I'm wondering which way they're going. Actually, it looks to me like okay, I can see which way they're going now. It looks like they're going in the screen right to left, and right to left means that the object is going to the clouds are actually going to possibly get out of our hair pretty quick. Alright, let's just take a 10-second photo of this, and we'll do it at only 12,800 ISO. 10 seconds. It's just barely out of the clouds now, so we'll see. I mentioned yesterday, and I'll mention it again, globular clusters are very interesting. This is Messier 5. Look at that. Oh my god, that's just like, wow, you just can't, there's no words. You know, look at this. It's just like you want to keep zooming in until you can zoom in no more. You know, this is Messier 5. Alright, it's a globular cluster. It's called a halo object. It's actually in the halo of our galaxy on the outside, and it circles around the outside. Now it does pass through the disk of the galaxy and then continue on through and then back up around again, and it probably orbits at somewhere around the same time, maybe a little bit less than we take to go around. We take 230 million years to go around our galaxy, and this halo object probably has a similar amount. From us, it's 2,400 light years away. Okay, so 2,400 light years, and it's fairly compact, as you can see in the center, but it also has all these beautiful stars. They're so bright. I think those are just great. And this is just a setting on the camera that allows us, we can actually see the actual we can actually see the thing without having to do a time exposure right here. We can actually see it. I'm going to try something. Let's go down and do a half-second exposure. I just want to see if we'll see something. Look at that. That's a half second. Half second. Alright, okay, it is at 64,000 ASA. That's what the green color indicated, okay? But that's a half second. Alright, and at a half second, man, we caught something. You know, we caught some pretty good stuff. So if I drop that ISO, let's drop it down to say 20,000, okay? And do a half-second exposure again. Ready, and boom. Now it's a little bit more expected. Oops, not that. It's a little bit more like it's expected, okay? And so when we look at this, then we zoom in. Now you can see it's actually pretty interesting looking, but you don't see all the detail until you actually take one of these longer exposures. So if we drop it, and here's what we'll do. We're going to drop this ISO down to 1250, okay, and bring up the exposure to 15 seconds. Let's see what we get. This is akin to like early cameras that were considered fast, okay? This is what early cameras that were fast could do, and we're going to see what that is here in a second. What was that? What would that mean? Well, this is what it would mean. It would mean that we would get a exposure like we see here, where there's not a lot of noise. Everything looks pretty cool. You got very sharply defined stars in the center. It's called resolved, meaning that it's not just an overexposed blob. You actually have separate stars visible in the core, and that's what we're seeing here. All right. This is actually very important. This is the kind of thing that allows astronomers to tell how many stars might be in here. It gives them an assist, and that's exactly the kind of thing that we need when we do this. I got a large bank of clouds heading my way. What is going on here? These are not supposed to be here. You go now. You've been here for an hour. You go. Go home.
Well, see, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, the last spiral we were looking at.
Yeah. The Whirlpool
Or no,
galaxy.
not the spiral. The one with the dark line going through it.
Oh yeah, okay. We had that was a spindle galaxy, and then we had the black eye galaxy that had that little sheath around the center of the nucleus. Yep.
What was the one that was like 124 million light years away?
We didn't look at anything 124 light. No, we looked at one that was 10 times it was 23 light years away. It's like 23, 24 light years away. That was the spindle galaxy.
Okay, maybe it was a spindle. I'm confusing them, but like it was so faint, and you said like it was like unimaginable how many stars were there and everything, like
Yeah, those are all
because it was so
stars.
far away.
Yeah, and
Could you even guess a comparison, or do they just?
no, they actually do star counts. They actually do. They do try to figure them out. I don't know in particular what the actual numbers are for that particular galaxy, but it's not a low value. It's not a couple million. It's the low end. It's hundreds of millions, and at the high end, it's hundreds of billions, and it's usually somewhere in between. Really quite something, I gotta say. Really quite something. I'm waiting for not Arcturus. I'm waiting for Antares to come out of the cloud because I have not forgotten that request.
It's more coming in too, so.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I've got a fairly solid bank of clouds that are looking like they're gonna ruin my night, and they're coming in fast. Why? I don't know. It was clear all freaking day, and then what now? I can't stand this. This ruins my. This makes me nuts. Because I looked at the weather, I checked it out, I made sure that we could do this. I announced it. I made sure that it was going to be okay. And then what happens? Then we get crap. Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to look at the weather right now.
The same thing happened here. Anytime, if there's a meteor shower, if there's an eclipse, if there's anything going on,
yeah,
and it's visible in my area, I get it in every single time. It was beautiful today. It was really hot. Just perfect day. Yep. And then I heard about being able to see the northern lights, supposedly, all across Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I went outside about 2 hours ago. Clouds everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Devastated.
Let me take a look at what we're looking at here, and I'll.
That's what I was hoping you could see. That maybe I could watch from someone else's stream.
I have seen Northern Lights here, and they were really, really amazing. They best I've ever seen, most I've ever seen, most incredible I've ever seen, and that's something that I don't say that lightly. I just don't, because it was amazing. I'm just in my weather applications here. I'm just trying to check it out. I'm still waiting for my infrared clouds to come in. They haven't yet. Okay, I will just. Okay, wait. Some of them are coming in. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am. Alright. I'm still watching. Hang on. The Big Dipper itself has been wiped out. Jupiter's gone behind the clouds. But again, it's supposed to be clear tonight, and I mean, it's clear east of me. I mean, I'm sure someone east of me is looking at the sky saying, "What a beautiful night."
Not me.
Yeah, well.
I'm east. Well, I mean, I could name off a few more requests. See if we can.
Go for it. Let's see what we got.
Okay. NGC 4565, because we were talking about that earlier. Do you know where that is, or?
NGC 4565.
Yeah, can you punch it in?
Well, let's
4565.
find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out what that if it's actually up. Let's see what we got.
Let's go back a bit.
Oh. Oh, that's the Needle Galaxy. That's really pretty. Yeah, it rises at 10 in the morning and it sets at 1:38. It's in Como Berenices. It's actually a beautiful edge-on galaxy where you actually have a nice dark lane through it. Let's see if it's in the clear, because if it is, actually, you know what? It should. Oh crap! I don't know. I'm gonna say go to, and let's find out if we can see it. Here we go, moving. And the answer is gonna be no. It's behind a big bank of clouds, which are encroaching. Do an anti-cloud dance. Evil, go away. Where did that come from?
Okay. How about M63?
Oh, M63,
Under
huh?
the M63.
Well, I think that, I don't know, I can't see. I'm looking for one of the telltale stars that leads us to M63. I mean, it's a beautiful galaxy. You know, and I was actually going to go to it earlier. It's the sunflower, and let me see if it's in the clear.
It's a sunflower, did you say?
It's the sunflower galaxy, yeah. Yeah, and oh, we might luck out. Okay, let me try going there. Let's see if we can see it. Moving.
Oh, fingers crossed everyone will chill.
Oh, come on. Oh, are you really in the middle of the clouds? No, you're not.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Damn it. I'm sorry. I just made this a PG, parental guidance suggested stream.
Well, I can always save this notepad and do it on a clear night.
I took a Snapple break. How many, what do you got? What else you got?
Arcturus.
Let me see if I can even see Arcturus. That one I just look up. And Arcturus is behind the cloud as well.
Okay, well, that's 3 strikes for Daryl, sorry. Ian wants to see M64.
M64, huh?
And apparently the messier objects aren't really in particular numeric order, so...
Yeah, no, that's fine. And that's generally true.
Well, so I mean, if 63 is the bus, that doesn't necessarily mean 64 is anywhere close, right? It could be clear.
That's correct.
Yay.
Yeah. Whether he knows it or not, we just saw that. I mean, it's the Black Eye Galaxy.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
It was back in chat a while, maybe before
fine.
you.
We got so many fireflies
okay.
flying around here. It looks like, you know, yeah, it looks like, I don't know, there's like some kind of convention going on because I see them everywhere. Oh, the clouds are encroaching. Go away, evil things.
And can you see the Cat's Eye Nebula?
Nope, that's behind the clouds. Why is this such a... How could this be such a bummer of a night? I mean, this was so beautiful. Well, you know what, folks? I'm sorry about that. This is just the way it goes, you know. Luck of the draw. Luckily, I did a stream last night when I didn't think I would be able to do a stream. Of course, tonight the dew point is higher and lower, rather. We don't have to worry as much about dew. But naturally, Mother Nature then says, "Oh yeah, well, screw you. Here's some clouds, right in your face." So anyway.
Well, I mean, the streams are always going to be weather permitting. What do you do? You know.
Oh,
but,
of course. Yeah, of course. There's no doubt. But let me look for something. Let me look and see what we got. Oh, well, that's no good. Yeah.
I'll save all these suggestions and we'll do it again another time. Not a problem.
Yeah, I know. I'm very disappointed because I feel like I've disappointed everybody because I thought this was going to be a beautiful night. And wow, what a beautiful! I just saw a gorgeous meteor though. That was beautiful. All right, you know what? Let me see. Let's try one more thing if we can do this.
Yeah, can you ever do that instead of like zooming? Well,
yeah.
No, I don't know. Like, can you ever do that? Can you ever like catch meteor showers in deep space? Well, I guess they wouldn't be meteor showers. Could you catch like?
I'm moving the telescope right now. We're gonna try and find one thing here.
like, because you can find out when, like, asteroids and comets and stuff are scheduled to go by, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What, any idea when the next anything like that is happening?
I can look it up and find that information like with no problem. We should be able to do that. Let me just come off of.
That would be something cool to see.
Yeah. All right. At the zenith. I mean, at the zenith. This is right at the very top. Okay, of the sky, basically. This is looking through the least amount of what we call air mass. I mentioned this yesterday. And this is the Great Cluster in Hercules, known as M13. And we're going to look at it at ASA, or ISO rather, of 20,000. And we're going to do a 8-second exposure. Now, for you guys wondering, I am controlling the camera by hand right now, but I do not have to. I could be controlling the camera using the iPad or the iPhone. All right. And when I do this, I'm doing it by hand. But when I do make this, when I do tell it to do the exposure, I have a time delay set into the camera that you're familiar with timers on the cameras. And I have a timer set so that it doesn't take a picture for 2.5 seconds. So that gives it time to steady out, and away it goes. So this is Measure 13, and it's at a fairly high ISO. And let's take another picture where we can actually drop the ISO down to something amazingly low, like 400. And let's increase to 25 seconds and see what we get. Alright. This is cool when you can do this because, you know, I have clouds coming, so I won't be doing it for long. But it's really something to monkey with these settings until you get the perfect combo. And I just love that. The perfect combo grid gives us some really, really good options. How many people in the chat actually did you hear me on Commander Cobra show today? Are there a number of people that were actually watching Commander Cobra?
I know Arnie was,
Yep.
and Charles was.
Okay.
Charles was Blue Orb, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, they might have been listening and just not in chat.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. I'm just curious. You know, it's not a prerequisite, you know, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow! The well, now M13 is even getting covered by this, and that's right at the zenith. So, all right, let's go back and look at the bad news about the western sky, because where these are coming from. All right, that's a plane, not a star. I was hoping I was seeing a star among the clouds, and that was like something breaking through. Yeah, me no likey. I will say this though, it's a rather formidable looking cloud bank that's coming in, because when you look up, you almost think that you're looking up at the ash cloud of a volcano that has erupted, because it has a lot of convoluted detail in it. You know, or you're looking up at the expanding shockwave cloud of a asteroid strike, or you're looking up at a cloaked mothership that's heading into the Earth's atmosphere, and it's hundreds of miles in size and disguises itself as a cloud. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. I'm just saying that, guys, just so you know. Alright, you know what? I'm going to do something here fast. Let's see.
There's a question here. I don't really understand it, but did Bob talk to you to review the strange object in the May 20 Pine Bush live broadcast?
I don't remember. Did you, Mom?
Mom?
I
Bob.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything from Bob.
I don't know. I don't know. Someone just popped in and asked a question for Mark, so.
All right, I'm moving here.
Sorry.
Oh, really? Where are you? Okay. Haha. Okay, at least I got one thing here for you that I could see. This is Antares. Okay, it's actually just peeking out of a cloud, and I'm gonna take a 5-second picture at 3200 ISO, and it's gone. So let's see what we see. Well, you see a little bit of it. You also see the coloring of the clouds. That color. You're witnessing actual light pollution. That's the actual. This is on the horizon where I have some light, obstruction that happens. So that's really unfortunate. I don't like it.
The person meant Bill, not Bob.
Oh, Bill. Okay, no, I didn't. Bill didn't talk to me about that.
I don't know what strange object it was during the live broadcast. Do you remember something weird coming up or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know. Alright, let's see this. Let's move over. Let's zoom in. I can't even see it with my eye, but I can still see it with the telescope. That's Saturn, of course. Yeah, it's just crappy. Man.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
Well, yeah. I am amazed at how fast this night went to poop. I'll tell you.
Just as you said that it disappeared.
Yeah, right? It went to poop. And it's like, poof, and it's gone.
That's not going to stay there and take that kind of talk.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, we're being clouded out, guys. I hate to say it, but I'm looking at the area that's coming. I can tell you that it looks like it's a. Oh, look at it! I can't even talk. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether these clouds are going to be here a while or not. I see a bank, but I really want these to go away. Be gone. Go away. There's really not many clouds, actually. It doesn't show that there's really a whole bunch of clouds here, and so I see this bank that is on my weather that's actually showing up, and that's the bank that's over us. And then there's one other little cloud bank to the west, which we don't have to worry about because it's not going anywhere. So it's going to be clear. It's a matter of do people want to wait for this? You know, I'm trying to wait and see. Actually, I'm also trying to be patient, guys. I gotta say that these clouds are really, they are rather incredible. I mean, there's something else. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to do something unprecedented. I am going to...
LiveStream?
I am... Hey, you know what? Kind of, sort of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the camera off of here, live, and take off. Sorry about the glaring bright. Take off this whole system, put on my telephoto, and there we go. And now while I'm still streaming with this, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, because I want you to see this too. Okay. Now first, let's get this down to something that's reasonable. Maybe I can do this. Okay, now I'm going to show you. You're going to see it now. This is what I've got. But check out those clouds. And just so for perspective, this is the shutter of the dome. There's the telescope sitting here. Okay, that's the back end of the telescope. That's the computer screen. That's the audio gear right down there. That's not in focus. That's the audio gear that's actually managing all this. Okay. Here's the telescope, as I said. And this is the shutter looking out through the top. And you can see what I've got here. These clouds just kind of showed up. Not fun. And then looking toward, that's my house up there. Alright. Looking toward the house, you can see that we have some clouds out there. And I'm gonna just up the, I'll go up to 12,800 just to see. This I can actually see whether we've got clear sky down there by actually looking at these, and you can see that I'm not too impressed with what I see down there.
It's a beautiful house.
Oh, the house is beautiful, yeah. You know, and it sits on an acre way at the back of the property. You know, we have you know, all this land out there that is ours that I'm trying to
Sell to move to Arizona.
Yeah, you betcha. And then see that right there, okay? See that right there underneath? Those are stars. So we're looking at a possible clear section there. But it's that down there, you know, to the left over there, that I'm wondering what that's all about. Now I'm artificially enhancing the brightness here. It's not nearly as bright as you see here on the screen. It's much more subdued than that. But the cameras is really, again, top of the line, sensitive camera, full color night vision, okay, basically, and at high megapixels. Now let's take this around the other side for a minute. All right, I'll move the dome here. I've got, it's on very, it's very sensitive right now, so you're gonna see, well, you're gonna see some bouncing around too in the image, of course, because things are changing. Hold on. Now let's come on the other side here. All right, and this is toward the eastern horizon. That's our eastern horizon down there. All right, why is that blinking on me? I gotta get out of the way. Can you guys see that? So that's what happened. The clouds encroached and covered up our whole sky overhead, and left us only that little tiny window out there.
What can we see over there?
Yeah, and next, see, we look here, and you know, we see a few stars up there. And then we just bring this around nice and slow so people don't get sick. Alright, and it's better to zoom out when you turn, that way people can better handle it. And then you look over there, and then we zoom in. You can see the orbs. Well, that's not orbs, those are obviously stars that are out of focus. I'm going to change that right now. So we'll just settle this down. Okay, and we can see that we got some stars out there. So, I mean, I guess if we want to wait around a little bit, and this is to our north. That's north. This was total clear sky an hour ago, guys. So this is what's like maddening. It's like, okay, so we got a big cloud coming in. Now what do we do with it? So now if I spin it around and go back to where we were, let's close my drawer here to the thing. And of course my astronomy program is teasing me. It's saying the Hubble Space Telescope is rising. Yeah. Thank you. Alright. Now, again, from inside here. From inside here, and we gotta, sorry about that, stupid, there we go. So, and the actual brightness of what's actually in here, this is actually what it looks like. This is actually a brightness level that's literally just about what I see with my eyes. Okay, so that is kind of what I see with my eyes. All right, that's when I say it's enhanced. It's seriously enhanced. Okay, so when I bring it to like this, you know, that's crazy enhanced, and it gives me information too. It tells me what I'm looking at, because we may not actually, I don't actually see things this way. That's not how I see it. See, I'm seeing that strange cloud right there. Do you see that? That's kind of a strange little cloud. I don't know what that is.
Well, I mean, if you knew the clouds were gonna pass quick, you could always put that Universe app on and crash some asteroids into some planets.
I know. I don't know that that's going to happen, and I'm actually going to set that up from my office machine to do it when I do it. You know. And that would mean in the house, in my office, which is down there in the. Actually, you see the little orange? See that red? I'll show you. So I can zoom in. You see that red light there? The red lights. That's actually that's the glow from.
Left.
Yeah, that's the glow from my office because I have my lights on what I call condition red. They're Wi-Fi lights, and I just tell Siri, "Hey Siri, set condition red," and the lights all turn red.
And tell them what your office looks like for those that might not know.
Well, my office is designed because I do a lot of work for the Navy. I made my office look like a World War II battleship. So it's basically a battleship compartment converted to an office, just like you'd see on the ship. You know, so you got girders in the ceiling. You have portholes for windows, actual portholes. And I picked a spot on the quote-unquote ship that's real, that's on the port side, so that the portholes are where they belong for that particular compartment. And it's actually kind of cool, you know. And Navy guys used to come up all the time and just hang out because I had such a cool office. But now that you know, the economic climate is such that they're not doing a whole lot of that same kind of work with me. So I'm doing plenty of work, but I'm not doing that kind of work. So I don't get to indulge in that anymore, and I like to do it, you know. Okay, that's kind of weird. That thing right there that's dangling down from the cloud. That's kind of weird. I know it looks like daytime, but it's not. You know, it's actually a just the way it looks. This sort of looks like a Van Gogh painting, doesn't it? That's just so cool. And I can change some factors here. I can set the ISO up to really high. Okay, so like way up here. Okay, I'll go even higher. Okay, like that, and then like to there, and then say I can now change the exposure to make it really low or really high. So now you can actually see you can actually make an artistic image out of this, which is kind of cool. I just don't like the clouds. I don't like clouds. They're no fun. We can do supernova. Supernova. Frog in the tie. So, yeah, I did that. I do. I admitted I played with the camera like that. So, yeah, I'm just a little bit immature when it comes to new toys like this. So that's what we got.
No, it's
I'm
an
waiting.
experiment, right?
It is. So now, let's see over here. What do we got? Well, that area is still clear over there, but that's not the way they're going. The clouds are actually going that way. So that means this is coming toward us like this. So, I mean, if there was a break like that over there, then this would be good. But there is not. It just seems like they're getting thicker. And I'm concerned. I better, what I better do? I better check to make sure that there's no rain clouds in any of this. Because if there's rain clouds, then, I have a sort of an open telescope. It's kind of a bad idea to run the telescope.
Save that.
Huh?
A hairdryer's not going to save that.
Yeah, probably not. Alright, what do we got here? Boom, 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 boom.
I was going to say we got some bass.
Yeah.
It's like only the third time I've heard music.
Oh, really? Because it's been playing the whole time, so maybe I have it a little bit low. Oh, you know what?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't see. Hey, look. We're waiting, right? So we might as well have fun. Wait, what's that? Oh. Oh, that is Jupiter. So look at. Looks like it's breaking up down there. It is getting cloudy all night long. I don't want to sing these crazy songs. I just want to stream my heart away. Well, this is crazy.
Now, if there was like a meteor shower,
yeah,
and you were streaming it, like, could you stream, like, if you caught one going by,
yeah,
could you slow down the video and defocus that and tell anything that way, or would it just be too fast to ever really?
It'd probably be too fast, because I'd be acquiring it at a rate that would be really difficult to capture.
Are there any kind of telescopes or cameras that can do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. And right now, this isn't one of them. See, there's the pier, this big steel pier, goes down through the floor. The floor is rubber coated. I've got a little plastic chest of drawers, and over on the wall, I have hanging up a blackness. I have hanging up. Why does it do that? This is the iPad, which actually controls the telescope, and I made a hook that you see on the back of it. I 3D printed that, and that allows me to hang it on the lip, on the plastic lip here. That's on the edge of the observatory all the way around, so it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Having a 3D printer must be the most convenient thing in the world.
It is a convenience. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. Come on. Oh man. Yeah. See how that's coming toward us. So we don't. I see no breaks, guys. Okay. Well, all I can say is that I will do my best if I see it's like literally almost 11 o'clock at night. But if it looks like it's gonna clear, and I will check, I will come out and start up again.
Ooh, we have a great question.
Yeah.
And I think I know the answer, but I want you to elaborate on it.
Okay.
Arnie wants to know what your contribution to Approaching the Unknown was. He noticed you as part of the credits.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh, wow.
Good eye, Arnie.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I was, because I work with Doug Trumbull, Doug ended up, the crew that made the movie used Doug's studio, and I ended up talking to the designers a lot about the ship designs, the starship designs that they had, and so I ended up being kind of a mouthpiece for the design of the ships. So what I did was I built a lot of the some of the props and some of the ships for the movie. All of the solar panels, all of the ship, the little ship design fiddly bits we call them, you know, the webbing around the outside of the ships, all that stuff, I did, and we made it look so damn real that it was incredible. And Approaching the Unknown was a nice movie. It was made, you know, on a budget, of course, but it wasn't like it was cheap nevertheless. They still need to do all this principal, they call it principal shooting. All the principal shooting has to get done, and all the people that are involved, you know, have to be part of that, you know. And so I was on it for about a month, maybe 6 weeks, working on the movie. So it was cool.
It's very cool.
But Approaching the Unknown was a good movie, and I liked working on it. All right, I'm still looking here, guys.
Yeah, I see you walking around and.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. You know, you're also seeing. You know, you're seeing that webcam, which is over there. Okay, showing me. Okay, which is down there in the corner. I'm sorry, down there in the corner. Right there. That's the webcam. That's over there. So the webcam's over there, and you're seeing me down there in the corner with that, and then you're seeing me here from the main camera right here. Yeah. Oh, I see a potential break. Why does that look like it's clear? Alright, let's take out the weapon of choice to see if indeed I'm seeing clearness or if I am not. Oh wow, this has been on record the whole time. Holy cow. I'll just be deleting this image. It's just, this video is too big. Oh, look at that. Yay. Do you notice how, this is something interesting. Do you notice the intricacy of the clouds here? They're really quite detailed, actually. They got quite a lot of interesting detail to them. You notice them? They don't just look soft to you, right? They actually have a. They kind of look like. Looks like we're kind of photographing a galaxy from inside, doesn't it?
You think so?
Yeah, kind of, huh? It looks like spiral arms of a galaxy over there, you know, over our head. We don't see a spiral, but we do see the dark dust that we see often in a galaxy. We see it here. This is really cool. So it makes me wonder whether galactic structure is actually influenced by, you know, or Earth clouds are influenced by galactic structure somehow. Yeah, I know, it's a stupid thing, but you know what? It's kind of cool to think about. Let me see if I go down.
Do you know what kind of clouds these are?
Yeah, these are shit clouds. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Actually, these look like they're gonna be probably altocumulus, you know, don't necessarily go away. You have to let them fade away, and they may not. Okay, I've got stars there still. It's almost like it's just tempting me. You know, I dare you to just try and get rid of me. You son of a... I think it's a vertical band, actually. So, you know, it goes from, like, way out there to way over there. And it's that wide, going all the way up there, you know, up north. So that's an issue. But you can see, she stars there. Now I'm actually getting consistent. That's over there. That's consistent. I can actually see, you know, Jupiter is consistent over there. It's still consistently visible. But it's also just sort of mixed in amongst other clouds. You know, so it's really... Sorry about the bounce. I'm trying to stay still.
Usually when Keith streams Jupiter, we can see the 4 closest Galilean moons.
Yep, you're right. That's and you could earlier when I had it in there.
And I heard there were 67 that we just got 2 more added to make 69. How many can we see? Just those 4? Like, you could probably see
in the average more, right? In the average telescope you see 4, and the drop in brightness is pretty substantial when you go to the next set of visible satellites. Yeah, well, they are satellites, natural satellites. When you get to the next moons, the drop is pretty substantial, but it is pretty. You know,
but could you see them with your telescope? Because even though they're dimmer, I mean, they have to be closer than some of the things we've been looking at, right? So.
No, I suspect we could see them.
Do you think your telescope would be able to pick up all of them?
No, not at all.
No. How many out of 69 do you think?
You know, because some of them are actually very, very faint. You can't even see them without being in a, you know, having a space probe that's seeing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that's I don't know. I'm intrigued because take a look. You know, this is starting to, it's breaking up a little bit, and we're actually seeing stars back there. So I believe this is just a cloud, a band of clouds, and what's behind it is no clouds that I can see.
No, well, if you're willing to hang in, I know a few people in chat are going to, so.
How many people are actually watching with us right now?
Right now it's 17, but 3 people just left, just went to bed.
Okay.
One is in Liverpool, England. Yay, Liverpool! Hey. So it's actually 4 in the morning there. So.
Wow. So they're just getting up to go to work or something, or you know. Because isn't well, wait a minute. Today was Sunday. Isn't Monday next? Is it Monday coming?
Yeah, it'll be Monday in an hour for you.
Okay.
Remember that so you can.
I think that's gonna be good. So now, can you see these fireflies? See them all? Blink, blink. See that guy over there blinking? There's a firefly.
Yes, I see lots of them. Pretty.
You do? No, they're there. See, they're blinking.
I saw. Well, I'm on a leg. I saw. It looked like a few little flashing things in the bottom left.
Yeah. Yeah, you were right. There were some on the bottom left. And then we have an aircraft over there. So what do we got? We got... Okay. We're starting to... Now see, it looks like clear over there. Because here's what that looks like to the eye over there. This is what it looks like to the eye. Okay. it kind of looks like that to the eye. Alright, and there's clouds, you can see clouds just barely kind of over your head. But then when you increase the sensitivity, you know, what looks like, it looks like this is all in darkness over here, blackness. But I think we're actually looking at a clearing area over there, and we're waiting for all this crap to go away. Ay, ay, ay. Man, I'll tell you, this is crazy. Alright, let me, I'm going to stop this video and go into stop the video and go in, and I'm going to delete it because it's going to be several gig in size, I'm sure. I mean, I can play it right now, and you know, now that you're seeing me play the video, I'm standing here with the camera angling it down, but this is what we were faced with earlier. Wow, it kind of looks weird because, you know, it's like, wait a minute, I should be showing that, but wait, I did, but oh wait, I don't know. Now I zoom in and I focus. Oh, see, and this is the sound equipment. Yeah, indeed, that's crazy. I feel like it's sort of deja vu, or more like Vujade or something like that. It's kind of crazy. I'm waiting, folks. I'm waiting it out a little bit.
I know, I was trying to look for something quickly interesting to tell you guys, but...
What's that?
I was trying to look for something interesting to tell you, but...
Well, do you have any NASA history for us?
It was kind of a boring day, and my computer's wrong. It's saying it's the 17th, and technically it's the 16th here, but it's the 15th for you.
Oh, okay.
But on the 16th of July, anyway, in 1958, Congress passed the National Aeronautics and Space Act.
Is that the act that established the NASA Foundation, the NASA entity?
I don't think so. I mean, that's all it says here.
Okay.
But I think isn't that like no one can claim ownership of something in space or something? Isn't that the Space Act?
Yeah, I don't know.
If anyone in chat knows. And
yeah,
there was something else I'm hoping you might know about this. Today in 1963, 5 men began a 30-day engineering test of life support systems for a manned space station in the Boeing Company space chamber. That's pretty interesting, eh?
Yeah, it is actually.
The system, designed and built for NASA's Office of Advanced Research and Technology, was the nation's first to include all life support equipment for a multi-manned, long-duration space mission, including environmental control, waste disposal, and crew hygiene and food techniques.
Wow. In
addition to the life support equipment, a number of crews they tested simulated specific problems with spaceflight. 5 days later, however, the simulated mission was halted because of faulty reactor tank. Everything else seems like a bunch of launches.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of launches, but nothing really, like the first ever, like, we discovered something for the first time. I'm looking.
That's cool. And thanks, Amanda. That helped quell my anger quotient.
Did it dissipate the clouds any?
Oh, let's see, did it?
Maybe they got bored and left.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, that's sort of a clearing trend. It looks like it's just a hole, though, because when I come back and look here, I see that... What?
I can't believe what I found today, July 16th, 1994.
Yeah, Yeah.
Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 impacts on Jupiter.
That's correct.
We were just talking about that. Oh, I didn't realize it was today, though.
Oh, okay.
July
Yeah.
16th. Oh.
I actually, I actually was able to see those impact Jupiter. I could see what they did. And when it impacted Jupiter, I think it was during the day. And then at night, I was able to take my telescope out and look at it. And I actually saw the spots on Jupiter, on the side of Jupiter. They were very, very pronounced, very, very obvious. Oh, man.
Yeah, because I know it had come up before, and probably Daryl, I'm not sure, someone sent a link saying it was just a few weeks ago they were talking about it. I guess new images came in. I wonder if that's why, because it was the anniversary coming up.
I don't know. I do not know.
That makes sense. Or very, very convenient timing, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say this, but I think I'm going to call it because it's 11 after 11. And I know that these probably won't dissipate for at least another hour. At the speed they're traveling, they're going too slow. So, I want to just tell you all that I'm sorry that I couldn't do it tonight. It just didn't work out. I'm trying. But I think that over time we'll figure out we'll have a better way of doing this. And then I can't get rid of the clouds. They won't go. I'm telling them shoo clouds shoo, and they won't go. So on that note, I just want to wish everybody a good night and look you all in the eye, sort of, and say that I hope you guys, at least for what we saw tonight, had a good time. It's not really clearing quick enough, and it's also, I'm at the mercy of a whole bunch of things here. So I have to say I'm glad I got to stream last night, because if it was last night was a bust, I don't know what I would have done, because this was perfect. To have 2 nights in a row. But anyway, leave me some comments. Go ahead and, if you could, share the site with your friends. Stick it on your Facebook pages. Make some new friends. And bring us to them, and we'll bring the skies to you. So, I hope you have a good night. And I'm sorry, but
No apologies. We love
just,
everything you do for us and are so appreciative.
It just didn't work out with the sky.
Well, that's not your fault.
Now
And you put in a heck of an effort.
Well, I tried. Yeah. Now, if anyone, before I sign off here, actually, if any of you have any questions you'd like to ask, feel free, because don't have anything else to do.
Maureen actually had a question. I tried to answer because I thought you were signing off.
Okay.
She wanted to know, is this a personal backyard observatory that you built, or was it prefabbed?
The building is prefabbed, but I got it from Canada. And Amanda likes that for some reason. I'm actually working with the guy to help him improve the design, because there's a few things. The dome rotates around on these little these roller wheels here, which are essentially skate wheels. So I can turn the dome like this. In fact, this post has a hole in it, and this hole is for automation gear that I can put through, and then it'll drive a motor on a track that's attached here, and it will spin the dome around, as needed, which is kind of cool. But it's actually bumpy where it hits the notches in between the segments of the dome here. You see, like, there's segments of the dome here. There's like a segment here, and then it goes up, and there's a segment here. Well, when the wheel comes through, it's like bump, bump. It bumps through there. And I developed pieces to put in that little bumpy hole area that will eliminate that problem entirely, making the dome as smooth as glass. And the people that make this want me to share that with them, of course. And we're talking about it. You know, but it's a nice dome, and the shutter overhead, that shutter can actually be automated as well, and I can actually drop the shutter in an automated way. I just have to get that automation gear to do that. And it's a 8-foot diameter, so it's actually it's not terribly small. It's more than big enough to do what I need in here, you know, more than big enough. So I actually have no problem in here doing what I got to do, you know. But so it has vertical metal posts that are actually bolted to the floor. That you can see right there. Why is it blinking? I don't know why it does that. It does that sometimes. It gets in a habit. It doesn't want to stop. So if I focus on this, actually, you'll see it. Come on. There we go. So those are little L brackets that are holding these posts to the floor. And these posts, actually, at the top of the posts, they have the wheels on them. And then at these little junctures, there are angled wheels that are angled. And this angular setup helps keep the dome on when the wind's blowing. Because sometimes, you gotta remember, the dome's loose, right? But then I have these things. These are rubber straps you see right here. That rubber strap is called a wind lock, and that locks onto a hook that when the dome is aligned with the door, you always align the dome over the door opening. And the door opening is right here. And that door, you align the dome over this. So it would actually go like this. So that's how it would go. And then you shut the dome, and boom. And then when you do that, over on this side of the dome, you have a wind lock, which is just this rubber strap. And this goes up and over that hook to hold the dome down in the wind. And there's an equal and opposite one on the other side, right over there. And this one will also do the same thing. Okay. It attaches to that hook. And that's what we do. You know, and that's how the observatory works. That's how we get some good weather protection for the dome, and it really helps us. So I don't know if you got any other questions out there, but while I'm holding out all hope and waiting for just at least a couple more objects. I mean, if people are waiting around, then you would think that
people are waiting
for a reason. Well, that means they have nowhere else to go, you know. That's all right.
Sorry that they just love spending time with you.
Well, that's very nice, actually, because I actually wouldn't, you know, I really like spending time with them, of course. Oh, well, how about that? I'm looking.
So, I mean, you obviously could have made something like this yourself, but it would have just been so time-consuming and expensive. It was easier to do it this way.
It's much easier to buy something that's already made, yes. Okay, so while I was giving you a tour of the dome and its facilities, let's see what happened outside, shall we? Let's go.
Daryl wants to know if you ever considered a clamshell observatory.
Yep,
as
I
an
have.
alternative.
I have indeed.
And what was the deciding factor?
The deciding factor was cost. The clamshell was too expensive. Okay, we still got clouds down there. And it's tantalizing because, you know, we have some clear sky through broken clouds here. But it's only temporary because this is what's heading our way. That big crap over there. Oh boy, I tell you, man, I just like, it's alright. That's Arcturus right there, by the way. Yeah, so we zoom in on that, and that's actually yellow Arcturus.
Arcturus.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar, but
yeah, Arcturus is the brightest star. It's Alpha Boötis.
in the Eagle.
No, that's Aquila. That's Altair. This is Alpha Boötis. This is the Bootis. Alpha Boötis. It's actually the brightest star in the constellation of the Sheepherder. Here it is. Boötis.
And Chi is
Arcturus. What's that?
Chi is one. Xi. Chi.
Yes, that's right. Chi Boötis is I think that was a particular star that we're looking at in Boötis at the time. Okay. Tantalizing, but no cigar. Lots of high altitude clouds out there. You know what'll happen. It's going to end up clearing up beautifully after I quit the stream.
Of course.
Yeah. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to can the stream for tonight. And if it's clear tomorrow, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to stream until I have to go on with Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
And when and where and how can we hear that?
Oh, that's going to be on KGRA starting at 10 p.m. So
10 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, ET, yep, sorry. Yep. And then we'll be able to I'll be able to share with you all kinds of other things that we're going to be doing. And for those of you in the chat room, I don't know how many of you are there, but or how you got here. Meaning how you got to the stream. We have astroimaginglive.com now as our central repository with Paul and Keith from P&K Space Imaging. I keep calling them Space Watch now for some reason. P&K Space Imaging and Bill, New York Skywatcher. And so the three of us each have our own streams, and we also have our own have our own information up on that clearinghouse site. And we're doing it because we wanted to make sure that we actually could create a site that would be good for people to come to before they actually, decided which stream they wanted to go see. And one of the interesting things is if we're all streaming together, then you're going to have 3 streams active in front of you at the same time. 1, 2, 3, right across the screen. And you can pick the one you want to enter. You can pick the one you want to go into. And that's fun. That's a lot of fun, actually. And so we've been playing around with it and building the site now for a couple of weeks. And it looks pretty good. It's now live. And it's something that you're welcome to join in on. And there's a chat room on that as well. But there's also an entry point to go into each of our streams. And when you get into the streams, you can pop out and go right back to the main webpage site instantly just by hitting escape. And I love it. And that's going to be kind of cool. And I think overall, I think you'll actually really like it. And it'll give you a chance to kind of explore with us and see the different streams. When you go into P&K, you got different types of personalities. Many of the same people are in the stream, but you have, Keith and Paul are different personalities than mine. It was very different from Bill, New York Skywatcher. And I think that it's really important to consider that, we all try to kind of bring something a little different to the mix. And I think we do. And I think it's pretty successful. But we'll see, So, all I can say is I'm very happy that I'm still here to do it all. And hopefully you are too. But I do want to thank you for coming tonight, and I'm going to sign off. But I will make an effort to actually stream tomorrow if it's going to be clear, and then we'll see what happens. So thank you for taking this journey with me through the clouds tonight. Thank you for those of you that were on listening to Commander Cobra in the earlier show, and I hope you listen to Jimmy Church tomorrow, because Jimmy and I are going to talk about some things that are very different from what Commander Cobra and I talked about. So that said,
Yeah, I got links all in the chat for you.
Oh, thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you.
So again, it's 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on kgraradio.com.
Yep. And
there's also the astroimaginglive.com that Mark was talking about with the 3 streams. P&K, Bill NY Skywatcher, and again, hopefully everyone's hit the bell that's in here. Glad to have you all. Can you see the chat from where you are?
I cannot. I can try.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Wait. Yes, I can. Okay, I see now.
I don't know how far back you can go if you weren't in there. You should see some of the nice comments. I was going to say, if you hit those 3 little dots at the top right corner of the live chat.
Okay.
And go to participants.
Okay.
Say hi to all your
there we go.
Friends that come out night after night to support you.
Yeah, I see that we have a few left in here. We got Arnie and Daryl and you, of course. Ian Kendall. Ian, you're very dedicated. I got to tell you, if I'm in a stream, you're there. I think that's pretty cool. And then
and he knows the names of everything you're looking at, and gives me helpful information when he knows I'm lost.
Yeah. And Space Junkies just joined us again. Probably checking back, right? Are you on our?
Oh, he was here all night, yeah, or she.
Well, okay, and he or she just popped back in. Maureen, thank you. And then third guy is there, yeah. So yeah, I wish it was. I wish it would be clear enough for us to do something tonight, but it was initially, and it was all day. And then at the end of the night, it's like, hey, he's streaming. He is? Yeah, get him! Clouds. Hi, okay, hi, we're here. You can only see through a little tiny hole. Yeah. Can you see me? Yeah, you see me. Hi. Yeah. You see me through a little tiny hole? Yeah. I'm a cloud. So, yeah, it was a kind of a letdown there. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But that's cool. I want to thank you guys for coming along. So, and sorry that it was a washout, unfortunately. But
it wasn't a washout. It was a good time. We got to see a few things. We got to pick your brain, get some info.
Yeah, well, and you can always ask me anything you want to. That's fine. But all right, well, anyway, guys, thank you so much. And I always like giving a little personal touch at the end. So, I think I'm very happy that you guys are happy to be part of this. I am too. I want to thank you for coming along for the ride. You're amazing folks, quite honestly. And in all my years of teaching people, and all my years of teaching astronomy, from literally college on down, I know that at the end, you guys are kind of on the front lines. You want to learn, and I've been in classes where the students in there were in there because they had to get a credit, and they didn't want to learn. They just want to get through with it, and they miss everything. You guys are here because you want to be, and that's a very, very important thing. And that actually motivates me, to keep doing this. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, well, it's just the way it is. Anyway, so I will see you all later, and I will sign off right now. So good night, all, and thanks for coming. We'll try again tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever the weather is best, okay?
Have a great week, everybody.
Yeah, see you later. See you. This is Chef Tell. See you. Bye-bye.